like Delulu is the Salulu.
Yeah.
Like delusion is the solution. Orlando Bloom is only 21 years older than me.
It still could happen. Is he single?
Hey, this is Maya.
And this is Althea.
And this is our podcast, With Our Powers Combined.
Let's go. Every time I say let's go right after that. And I think I need to stop.
No, I think it's part of the brand at this point.
Yes, it is.
If you stopped, it would be weird. Yes.
Welcome to episode 18. This is the Power of Delusion. It's the second time I used that. I'm so proud of myself.
I really thought you were going to click the other one.
No, I did it. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the power of delusion. So have you ever heard of the phrase Delulu?
In my Delulu era.
In our Delulu era. It's getting thrown around everywhere. So lightly
really been
too.
Trending.
Yeah.
It started, as always, I did a smidge of research.
Mm-hmm.
Started back in the early 2010s, actually through like K-pop.
Ooh.
Was where it started. They were K-pop fandoms, and they were talking about like part of it of being like, I think he's in love with me, and the part of being in love, but what if they were in love with each other? And it was like in that, and then joking about being like, oh, I'm so Delulu, and then from there, it started hitting mainstream.
Right.
Just kind of, and by mainstream I just mean beyond K-pop
beyond
fandoms.
K-pop.
And in that, really, like 2023 was when it really popped off, and you started seeing like mugs and shirts that said like Delulu is the Salulu.
Yeah,
like delusion is the solution, or like I hope all your Delulus come true.
Right. Like I love people.
Just things like that. So it really took off, and especially with like Taylor Swift doing the Eras tour, that really cemented like I'm in my Delulu era.
Right.
And it really took over the internet.
I know, it's taken over. And being delusional, I just have a little thing here, is that people say being delusional is the key to manifesting your dreams. It's like, again, it's like that Delulu. It's like solution to all of the things, right? But we want to dive into what delusion actually means, and maybe like the dangers of that today. Like, what is the line in being delusional, and also as Christians, like having faith, and what's the difference between having faith and having hope for all of those things, like dreams and things, right?
And just being straight up
delusional. And that it's never gonna happen, and all of those things.
I'm going to immediately throw you off by asking you a question.
Okay.
Have you ever had something? I feel like this is usually something younger, but it could be more recently. You don't have to give the age. Where you were a little delusional about something. Like there was something that you genuinely believed in your heart, this is real. And then you looked back and you're like, why did I think that? Why did some part of me believe it?
I was thinking about that, if I've ever been like really delusional. But I think the line of it would be like a fangirl kind of deal, right?
Yeah.
As you've said, it started in the K-pop fandom of like, oh, maybe this, maybe that, and not so much for myself, but more for two people that I don't really know. They're celebrities, and I'm being delusional, like thinking that everything about them is real. You know, that they're a couple, that they're gonna have all these dreams together their whole lives, like being delusional in that kind of way of I'm already planning out your guys' lives for you. Like, you're gonna have a family, you're gonna have 2 kids, they're gonna be so cute,
so you're gonna name them,
but it's not true. It's not true, but that's what it seems like, because I can only see a part of their lives, but in my head it feels real. And that was when I was a teenager. I don't believe that now anymore. They've actually broken up in real life, so it's not true. That was me just being delusional as a fangirl.
Devastating.
So and I don't think there's any experience for myself necessarily, but I would say that.
Interesting.
Yeah, it did make my heart. I was really attached though to that couple. I was really attached to those celebrities, and I really supported them and thought everything's gonna happen, you know. But after 10 years, they broke up. And the things that you think is going to happen really won't.
Yeah. That's a pretty like I would say normal delusion in the sense of like Yeah, I can really easily see you being like, they're everything. Like, that feels like so like normal and like not like, especially like as a kid, I feel like that feels very normal. I definitely didn't do anything really normal. So,
definitely didn't do anything.
That's delusion. That's a lot more normal than like what I'm about to say.
I want to hear it.
Okay, so when I was like, I think like 13, 14, somewhere like that, I had watched Pirates of the Caribbean. And I, like many young girls, looked at Orlando Bloom and went, absolutely, yes.
You're my husband.
But here's the thing, though. This is what, because a lot of people have a celebrity crush.
Yes.
This is why I was delusional. I had a friend, stay with me, I'm not going to name her. I had a friend whose aunt did costuming in LA. Mm-hmm. And because of that, when that friend, I think her 12th birthday, something like that, I did not know her at the time. I think she said it was like her 12th birthday, is her aunt arranged a phone call from Johnny Depp to wish her a happy birthday.
That's crazy.
Because she knew that she liked the movies and stuff. I genuinely believed with my whole heart and soul. I need to look up how old Orlando Bloom is. I think he's probably like at least 40 something, could even be in his 50s. But I genuinely, with my whole heart and soul, he's only 48. That's not horrible. It's not,
for the record, that's not horrible.
Orlando. No, so genuinely, I believed I could one day meet this aunt. Mm-hmm. And this aunt could find me, a 14-year-old, so unbelievably charming and delightful and so pretty that she would think to herself, maybe I should like cast her as an extra in a movie. This was the thought process. And it'll be a movie that Orlando Bloom is also in, because if she knows Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp was in Pirates of the Caribbean with who? Orlando Bloom. That means that I could get cast in a movie with Orlando Bloom. And again, I, 14, am so charming, and I'm just so pretty that Orlando Bloom is going to become smitten.
This is the perfect delusion.
And he's going, and I want to say, before anyone starts looking at me too crazy, I think I only thought this for like 3 weeks.
Yes.
But I did map out this entire plan of like, and this is why by the time I graduate high school, I am going to have an engagement ring from Orlando Bloom. And then I thought about it for like I said, maybe a month. And then I was like, he's not going to marry me. I'm an extra in the movie. Why would he even talk to me? It did take me a little bit longer to realize, no, he's not going to date me because I'm 14 and he doesn't know me. And I'm pretty sure he was dating someone at the time who was like a beautiful, successful actress his age.
There's not much probability to this ever happening.
Yeah.
Just shoot out like all the photos of Maya and Orlando Bloom getting engaged.
Oh my god.
In another life.
And then later I watched Lord of the Rings and I was like, what could have been? I watched Pirates first. Don't yell at me.
Amazing.
That was my really normal delusion.
Yes. And I think that's what happens to us, right?
I thought you were going to try to affirm me and say it was normal.
Well, I think that's what happens to us, especially with like social media and our world being like connected, like globally. I think there's a lot more of that thought process where it is getting thrown like lightly.
Yeah.
Like it's just I'm just Delulu, you know?
Yeah.
And it's nothing like, it's a very serious matter that I actually truly believe that all of these things are going to happen.
Yes. And here's the thing. In that scenario, now we can look back, we can laugh about silly little 14-year-old Maya. But like, how alarming if I had tried in any capacity to like act on that delusion. And I think that's the thing that like even though you can like watch a video of a girl being like, just in my Delulu era, it's like, I'm getting engaged and I'm going to be married in 2025, completely single. And it's like, don't talk to people, but I already bought my wedding dress. And it's like fun. Like, and it's usually jesting. It's people joking. We're all kind of in on the joke.
Yes.
But also there is kind of a part where you're like, but like, we all know we're joking, right? I just want to pause, time out on the bit real quick.
Yes.
We're not actually taking this seriously, right? Mm-hmm. Because and then sometimes you see posts where you go, oh, you are, oh no.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a problem.
Yeah. And I think just looking at TikTok and Instagram and all of those things, with so many people sharing their lives on there, like there are things that they say and that they do, and you're like, okay, you're thinking, you're making this goal, and we don't know if it's probable or not, and we don't know if it's in the roots of it. Are you really truly believing that this is going to happen, or is it not going to happen? But sometimes it does. Like people meeting celebrities, people like actually achieving their dreams of becoming, like, say, I'm just going to throw it an example of me wanting to be a singer-songwriter, and I just put out myself on there and actually do something to become a singer-songwriter. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm working towards a goal. And so it is probable that it's going to happen. But there's also another world where I'm just believing to myself that I'm going to be a singer-songwriter, but not actually doing anything about it. And just throwing it out there. Like, oh, I'm just going to believe that I am one day going to be this. And just telling people that I believe that that's going to happen, but I'm not doing anything about it.
Or even just like taking the wrong action, like people who there was that whole thing, I don't know her name, darn it, there was a whole thing online, like I think a year or two ago, of some girl who went viral doing something, and she fully moved to Los Angeles because she was like, I'm gonna be the next big thing. And people were like, no, that's how the internet works. Like you go viral sometimes, and then most people don't maintain it. Like you did one thing, and she was like, I'm a star, and like took that as like, this is my big break. Yeah. And like, I can't even remember her name. And I've never seen anything about her on the internet since. Because was it true that she had a moment that she went viral? Yes. Absolutely. Did it lead to anything substantial? Was there was there true build up? Did she take actions that then made sense? Right. No. Yeah. Then she went into delusion. Yes. Even like, I think influencers fall into that a lot, where they start to forget that they aren't, like, this is going to sound mean, but I don't mean it in a mean way. Like, you're not an actual celebrity, but starting to feel like I should get celebrity treatment because, well, I have 1 million people following me, so I'm a celebrity, right? And you're like, no, you're just like a woman on the internet. A lot of people have no clue who you are, who don't exist on the internet. Yeah. Like, you're delusional. Stop asking for free things in public spaces.
Well, delusion could be just wishful thinking without actually having truth to back it up. What do you think is it? Do you think there is a healthy kind of delusion? Like, what do you think is the line that now my delusions are becoming dangerous?
Yeah, I mean, I think like one thing to definitely, like, my mom said this to me all the time as a kid, and I say it to people all the time, that like words have meaning and that words have power. So I think sometimes something that happens is people are like, but if it comes true, am I being delusional? And you're like, no, because that's a different word. Like there's a difference between being aspirational. Right. There's a difference between, and it's not just the way you spin it. Like, no, the word has an actual definition, and words do have meaning. So I think it's important, like in this, and be like, am I just being delusional here? To then be able to go, yeah, looking at the facts, looking at what you're currently doing and feeling and thinking compared to reality, you're living in delusion, baby. And like having that, or going, No, I don't think you're being delusional. I think you're being hopeful. I'm seeing signs here that are leading towards something. I don't think, like, yeah, maybe this isn't probable.
Yes.
But there's enough here to give you genuine hope. I think you're just being hopeful. And I think you just be careful and you go, got it.
Right.
It's labeling things correctly.
Yeah. And I think looking at the intentions of what you're being delusional about, like, what is it actually? Is it an attainable goal, or is it something completely unrealistic? I'm just thinking about sometimes people with relationships, like getting into romantic relationships, and like girls saying, I think he's giving me a signal, but I don't know. Like, he, you know, like he just texted me or he looked at me a certain way and I was like, I think he likes me, but I don't know. Like, what do you think? So I think that's another kind of being delusional, in a sense of like, is he really truly giving you a sign? Did he tell you that he has intentions?
Yeah.
Or are you just thinking to yourself, because these are things that I feel like an attracted person will do, now I'm saying he's attracted to me, when in reality he's not.
Yeah.
So,
and it is, I think there is something so appealing about like both joking about being delusional, or even like, I think even people who like actually do suffer from delusions, there is something that does feel like almost like there's like again, it's like kind of like the hope of being like, yeah, I know I'm being delusional, but like, isn't it kind of fun to imagine?
Right.
Like, I know, but maybe like everything will, like there is sort of that part of it, but like also, again, like words have meaning, and thinking about the actual definition of delusion, like that's scary to not actually be in touch with reality, to not be sure if what's really happening is really happening or if it's just in your head. That's really scary, and that's potentially really dangerous. And even on a mild level, that's just setting yourself up for a lot of disappointment,
right,
which is also hard. And it's like, yeah, again, I'm not trying to ruin everything on the internet. I'm not trying to be like, you guys can't have fun, you guys can't do, like, you know, I don't want to be the little like old man yelling, get off my lawn.
Yeah.
But also it's like just being aware. And I think that's something that I think is always really interesting, is like both of the things that we talked about was like us as like high school, middle schoolers. There's a huge difference of what you think as an adult versus what you think as a child.
Right.
Because everything just feels so much more real. As a kid, you're like, it's gotta be.
Yeah.
Nothing else makes sense. And then as an adult, you're like, no, there's like 18 other things that make sense.
Exactly.
And I do think, especially like thinking about online, or thinking about the way you talk about yourself, like in public, and talking about like, oh, I'm being delusional, ha ha ha, like just girly things. I think can sometimes pose a problem for younger people watching.
Right.
Because they're not sitting there being like, oh, what is a delusion? What is your? They're going, oh my gosh, I just saw like my favorite influencer say, I'm delusional and I think I have more money than I do, so I just put myself in debt buying all these items, ha ha ha. And now I'm thinking
it becomes true as well with your decision making.
Is sometimes you can force a delusion to become reality, but like in a bad way.
Right.
In a really bad way.
Yeah. Well, so I think with that, it's really having, we come back to this again, it's like the accountability part of things, right? It's keeping yourself in check of like, okay, I'm throwing around these things with my friends, and I know for a fact that they're just a bit, that they're just something light that we say, but it's not actually something that I believe in. Yeah. So I think being aware of that, as you've said, it's being sensitive to that fact that, okay, I'm not actually believing that these things are true and that these things are going to happen.
Yeah.
With that, because I said it earlier too, with delusion being something that you believe in, that feels true, but it doesn't actually have something true to it to back it up. I think faith, in scripture, it says we walk by faith, not by sight. Yeah. And faith is something, it's rooted in hope. It's rooted in something that we have not seen yet. But we're holding on to it. Can you maybe talk about a little bit of maybe into your understanding the difference between the two?
Again, I think like having faith and having hope in something, like both as Christians and just like thinking broader, is so different, because being hopeful about something and saying, you know, I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but I really like want it to, and I really hope it does, doesn't mean ignoring your surroundings. Like, I think about like in my own life, like literally very recent example of me moving is, I remember part of being able to like hope or have faith involves acknowledging what's the reality in front of you. Because like with my housing, I was with my parents and my dad, who was also my financial advisor, being like, all right, put your CPA hat on, Dad.
Yeah.
This is the reality of my financial situation. This is the reality of my job, of my housing. These are the real facts. This is the very real outcome that I would like. And these are the things that need to change. I'm going to be applying for jobs. I'm going to be applying for housing. I'm going to be looking and trying to pursue things. And the whole time I am hoping and praying and having faith that God is going to move on this situation.
Right.
That's different than me living the exact same way I'm living and going, yeah, I know I don't really have money, but I'm still going to order out and I'm still going to live my life exactly the way I've been living my life, because you know what? Call me delusional, but I just think things are going to work.
Yeah.
There's a distinction there. And I think that's something that like, even in that verse, like walking by faith, there's like actions being walked out to it. And a lot of that, like I said, it involves actually having a real grasp of what's happening. It's people who are saying, yeah, my marriage is looking really bad. It's people who are saying, I don't know what I'm going to change about my job.
Yeah.
I'm having a medical crisis. And these are the facts. And I'm going to do what the doctor says. I'm going to do what my therapist says. I'm going to try and make things work with this job. I'm going to do something in the natural. And I'm going to ask for more help from the physical. Like, but also I'm believing that God's going to do something. And I think that's usually the difference, or especially the way that we like talk and joke. Again, mostly online. This is a pretty like online conversation. I don't hear people so much in like the real world
Like, I'm delusional.
talk is saying like, or if they do, again, they're like referencing the internet for it. But like I said, it is such a prevalent internet trend right now. And just thinking that the difference of me saying like, yeah, I'm just like a little delusional, is like, I think of the videos of people being like, I'm going to get married and I know it's going to be that guy because I posted that sound 3 times. And the person on the video told me if I posted this sound 3 times, that guy that I'm thinking about is going to like me. And it's like, do you genuinely think that if you replay a Beyonce song 3 times, that means that guy, your ex from 4 years ago, is going to show up at your door?
Yes.
Like, let's think about this logically.
Right.
I think if you really want to go back together with him, I think you're going to have to do something else.
Yeah.
Just repost that Beyonce song. Like, those I think are like the differences. I know that in both scenarios, it's someone wanting something genuinely.
Yes.
But it's the way you're going about it, and even your mindset in the way you're going about it, that I think really distinguishes those things.
Yes. I love that answer. It is. And I love that you said it's walking by faith. There is an action to it. And it's looking at the realities of where you are at. And I just keep thinking about, it's not my experience, but just a friend who likes someone. And truly there is a probability. And it's like having faith that maybe one day, this could work out. And there are signals and there are things that we take a look at and we're like, yeah, it could be that he likes you too. But we don't know. And it's like, are we just being delusional that this could happen? Are we just setting ourselves up for failure? Or is it that we're walking with the Lord in faith about this, about having a relationship or being, wanting to be in that certain relationship? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think the difference in hoping for a relationship is like knowing that, hey, even if this doesn't happen, although there is a probability that he could like you too, it's not the end of the world. That it doesn't, it's not, how do I say this? It doesn't determine your value as a person. It doesn't determine the outcomes of what could be later. Like maybe right now it's a not yet in a relationship, but maybe later it is.
Yeah.
And I'm saying there is a probability because there, like, if you look at the things, there is a huge chance that you guys could be in a relationship, but he just doesn't like you right now. And it's like, okay, where do we stand? And where are you at? How are you doing? So I think that's walking with God in faith in relationships in that kind of sense.
Yeah. And I want to say, I think something also that really distinguishes is that delusion is so much living in the reality that you've constructed in your head. Either like willingly or obviously people who like suffer from disorders, not willingly, but it is like I've constructed a false reality and I'm choosing to live in it. And I think that's really important with like thinking about delusion is like even people joking like, oh my gosh, yes, feed my delusions is usually people will say just a girl like living, and again, it's often kind of done in like a cutesy like girl way, though I do see guys also say living in their Delulu era. But it was someone being like, oh my gosh, like I'm looking at this renovation project and I think I can do it. I don't know how to use power tools. No, I've never attempted this before. I've never done this ever. And people in the comments go, you know what? I don't know you, girl, but I also think you do. They go, oh my gosh, don't feed my delusion. And then the next video will be, yeah, I tried and I had to hire a contractor because I, in fact, can't do this.
Yeah. So I think to what you're saying, a healthy way to dream big without feeling like you're just being delusional is what we've already talked about, is looking at the facts and where you are at and what you could do to get to that big dream.
Yeah.
Instead of feeling like, oh, that's just a pipe dream. I cannot ever get to that.
Yeah. It stops being delusion the moment you try to act on it because it will either come crashing down around you and you'll realize, oh, I was being delusional. I can't do that. Or you'll realize, oh, it's not delusion. It's hope. It's aspiration. It's something that could be. But as long as you just live in your head concocting theories and ideas, it will remain in the, it's, I can't say his name. What's the cat guy? The cat's either dead or alive in the box. Schrodinger? Is that his name? I think I said it wrong.
I was born in the Philippines.
I won't allow for this. This is such a well-known example. I'm butchering his name because I don't respect him. That's not true. I think it's Schrodinger's cat, where it's like the cat is either alive or dead in the box, and you don't know until you open it. That's delusion.
Yeah. Okay, I have a question. That you could think about. It. If you could tell, I know we talked about us being delusional when we were younger. But if you could tell anybody or even young people right now who are listening one truth to keep you from being Delulu, what would it be?
That's a good question. I think genuinely run it by someone. Someone that you trust, someone who's not your yes man. Maybe that's more the thing, is that you need to have people in your life who aren't your yes man. Because your yes man is really fun, but also your yes man is preying on your downfall because they don't care about what's really happening. So I would definitely say like holding on to like just people who are not going to just mind, like I say all the time, I'm not chronically online, but I am online, and people will be like, oh, not my mom being my biggest hater when she told me that I couldn't have a unicorn for my birthday, like things like that. But it's like, yeah, your mom's pretty likely to like bring you back down to reality. Like a trusted adult in your life is gonna listen to you and say, okay, interesting. I don't think that's real. They're gonna bring you back down, where maybe your best friend is gonna tell you you could marry Orlando Bloom. Right. I believe in you.
Which totally the thing that I would have done. We talked about this in our teenage years. I would be like, yep, Maya, that was so probable. That will happen, and I believe in it.
Hey, 14-year-old Maya was so cute and charming. You don't understand.
She is. No, that
not
is
current Maya, but 14-year-old Maya.
That is a good advice. You need to have people that will speak truth into your life.
What would you say?
What would I say for delusion?
And I'm going to make you answer too.
I would say, like, yes, you need to have people around you. But I think also you have to, you still have to dream big. Like, don't let yourself stop, like, imagining and thinking about the future to dream big, but also that you have the power to get somewhere. That you can take steps to get there. Like, you don't have to feel like, oh, that's a dream, a pipe dream, and I can't do anything about it. Look at what your dream is and what steps you can take to get there. That's one thing that I would say, to keep yourself from being delusional, and to not just be blind to your dreams, but take a look at, there are actual steps I can take to get somewhere. Yeah.
And then just run those steps by a friend.
Exactly.
Or trusted adult. Because sometimes you have a plan and your plan is crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I think about, with delusions and society right now and culture, I just think about manifestation and like all of those things of like fake it till you make it, like all of these confidence, which at a point it is a little bit true, like the fake it till you make it, like you have to think about like confidence and stuff, but I just feel like sometimes it's hard to like let yourself dream big without feeling like you're just being delusional. But yeah, so that's my advice. Just take a look at the realities of things. It could happen. Yeah,
could be
that's
fun.
Me.
I think we've conquered delusion.
We've conquered delusion. We're not delusional.
Orlando Bloom is only 21 years older than me.
It still could happen. Is he single? Somebody check it.
We'll fact check this. While I'm fact checking whether or not Orlando Bloom is single. No, he's married. Oh, no, he's maybe divorced.
I think he has kids.
He is not still married.
Isn't Orlando Bloom and Katy Perry a thing?
I literally just Googled it and it was, no, he is not still married.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm going to feed your delusions right now and say that,
no,
hey, there's still
this is the wrong kind of support. This is the wrong kind of support. Pedro Pascal, however, if you are single,
don't talk about these things with your best friend. They will feed your delusions.
No, what I did want to ask earlier was, so when kind of clarifying the difference between like delusion and just having hope, like wanting something, I wanted to know, growing up in your household, would you say that your household was like either a delusional or hopeful household, or were you like, no, strict logic, no aspirations, stick to reality, don't dream big?
Don't dream big. I think we're a little bit more hopeful. So I grew up in the Philippines. Famously. And I migrated here in America when I was 12. So I think with that dream of wanting to have the family together, like getting people together in one place is a hope and a dream. And that could be a delusion. We could have been delusional and say, one day our family will be together in one place. But it's taking faith and hope, and it's not a delusion because we actually have steps to get there. You know what I mean? It's not a completely, it's a pipe dream and it's never going to happen. So I think we've in our household we've been more hopeful. I think that's one aspect of it. But with making dreams reality, I think we lean more towards that. Like, yeah, make it happen. Like, you can make it happen. How about you?
I don't think we certainly weren't delusional. My mother simply never would have allowed for it. I don't know if she knew about my Orlando Bloom plan, but she would have absolutely would have shot that down so hard. Thanks, Mom.
She'll come in and say, what is this?
Yeah, Mom's going to be commenting on this episode being like, Maya. But I do think it's funny, both myself and my brother, and I would say my mom as well. Maybe my dad is the one true dreamer amongst the family. Not that like none of us have goals or that we don't have like aspirations or anything, but I think both me and like my brother for sure, which I'm assuming this comes more from my mom versus my dad, are just so like logical, which I know sounds crazy considering what I said earlier, but genuinely are so logical in the sense of like, or maybe not even logical, more just like I'm not going to get excited about something until I see a certain level of progress.
Right.
Like I am not going to count my chickens before they hatch. And I know part of that for me is because I'm such an overthinker that it's so easy to talk myself in and out of scenarios really easily. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I'm talking to a guy who I think is cute, and I could, within the same amount of time, map out our entire future together and explain also why he'll never talk to me again. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm so good at flipping back and forth between the two that I'm like, I shall simply not hope at all. And like, that's usually my default. Yeah. And like, so I think that's where a lot of my family tended to be is like, yeah, I want something, but I'm not necessarily going to say that I like want it until I can like map out how likely it is to actually occur. Right. Yeah. So not so much hopeful as it is like goal setting. Yes.
I think I also are on the side of that. I think I'm not a very like, I can dream and think about it, but as you said, like I also like say, no, it's not going to happen. Like I shouldn't like hold on to that so like tightly, where it just will lead to disappointment, because I feel like I'm a person who prepares myself for those kinds of things too, of like if it doesn't happen, it's not, I should not expect anything, you know. So I think I err on the side of that. That's why I don't really recall myself like being Delulu, because I just don't let myself be a Delulu. If that makes sense.
Not in this house.
No, not in this house. We're not delusional. But yeah, so we talked about delusions, that it can drive our ambition, blind us to truth. That unchecked, that it may also lead to dangers. But to that, we also talked about like how can we dream without feeling like we're just being delusional? How can we have faith? Is there anything that you want to say to end this episode?
I just feel like I really admitted to something incredibly delusional and you admitted to something so normal. So I would just really love if people would comment their like delusional childhood stories so that I feel better about myself, because I feel like I said something crazy and I just really want someone else to also say something crazy so that I feel better. So if you would please comment if you're watching us on YouTube
make Maya feel
on
better.
Spotify. DM us on Instagram, send us an email, just tell us your delusional story so that I feel better. I would really appreciate that so much. That's my last thought.
Famously, I am a goldfish and I might have forgotten all of my delusions in life.
And I have a steel trap, so I'm forced to remember all of them.
Exactly. So it's a pro and a con all at the same time.
With our powers combined.
This is why we're together. All right, y'all. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. As Maya said, like, you can follow us on the social medias at wopc.podcast on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. Rate us, comment. You can only rate us 5 stars.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah. So
like and subscribe. Smash that like button.
Don't be delusional. If you are, don't.
You know what we didn't talk about? A single point in this episode, which we really should have.
Yeah.
We should have talked about how procrastination is a form of delusion. Closing thoughts. If you are an active procrastinator and you fail to get your projects done, you're delusional.
Goodbye.
This is your host, Maya.
And Althea.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Okay, wait, real quick. I want to explain what I was trying to say with Schrodinger's cat.
I was like, what is she talking about? I can't even remember what she's saying.
I'm so sure that we are going to end up having to cut some of that because it was so unhinged. But I just want to say really quick what I was trying to say is I was thinking about the fact that as long as like a delusion lives in your head, until you act on it, you have no idea whether or not you're being delusional.
Right.
Much like Schrodinger's cat, until you open the box, you have no idea. It is both alive and dead until you open the box.
Exactly.
That's
Didn't you say that?
I was trying to say
and I don't think you ever said it to that point.
Here was the thing, is I wasn't sure if I was saying his name right, and I hate being wrong on the internet, so I really didn't want to say his name wrong, but then I felt dumb that I wasn't saying his name.
Schrödinger.
I think it's Schrödinger. But I was also thinking of Chevok's gun, and I was like, that's not what I'm thinking of, and I just said his name wrong too, so now we can't use this clip either.
And so I'm keeping all of those in, and I'm keeping all of this in as well, just so you know exactly what Maya's thought is. We're not being delusional. We're being practical and logical and overthinkers. Have fun.